These are the foods which are healthy, easily eaten, delicious, and convenient enough to keep you worry-free as your baby takes his or her first bites. Get them on the menu pronto, as long as your pediatrician says it's okay, of course. Sweet potatoes are the bread and butter of baby foods. The biggest advantage we're looking at here is that they're easily mashable when cooked, making it incredibly simple for your baby to eat. But that's not all, because sweet potato also comes with its fair share of nutritional benefits too. Sweet potatoes are pretty much a thriving hub of nutrients, vitamins, and antioxidants. They're filled with vitamin C and iron, as well as magnesium and potassium, which are good for the heart. Like normal potatoes, sweet potatoes are indeed classified a carbohydrate, but don't let that get you down. They're actually a complex carb, meaning they release sugars more slowly into the bloodstream than simple carbohydrates. Yes, it's true. Much like the state of California, your baby will also thrive on avocados. These fruits are particularly appealing to babies, mostly because they're colorful and creamy in texture, meaning they're as fun to play with as they are tasty to eat. Naturally, they're also incredibly useful in making sure that kid stays good and healthy. Avocados contain high amounts of folate, fiber, potassium, vitamin E, and iron, as well as a number of nutritious chemicals such as beta-carotene. They also contain unsaturated fats, but don't fret, because those fats will help your baby develop their brain and grow properly. A medium-sized avocado contains around 322 calories and up to 30 grams of fat. Trust us though, that's not a bad thing. So mash them up and give your kid their first taste of guacamole.
Holy guacamole, yeah!
These days, you shouldn't need to resort to telling your child that old sort of lie about how carrots make you see in the dark, because there are plenty of more palpable benefits to chowing down on the orange stuff. For one, they're very easy for babies to swallow and digest. Just make sure you boil them first, so they're soft and easily mashed. They're also one of the sweetest of the vegetables. And we don't need to tell you that kids like sweet stuff, do we? Nutrition-wise, you're looking at beta-carotene, as well as fiber, iron, calcium, and vitamin C. Fresh, home-cooked carrots are always great, but make sure your baby is at least 6 months old before they try them, since the presence of nitrates in carrots can, in some cases, cause anemia. Considering that 6 months is about the recommended age for babies to start eating solids, however, this shouldn't be too much of a worry. The benefits of butternut squash are numerous. Able to be introduced to your baby as soon as he or she starts eating properly, this winter squash is a particularly good source of fiber and potassium. The actual effects of these nutrients include an increased ability to fight fungal infections and other diseases, better digestion and a reduced chance of constipation, strong eyesight, and the suppression of free radicals inside the body. Butternut squash is also pretty versatile and can be steamed, boiled, or roasted. It also goes well with a wide range of other baby foods and can easily be included in all sorts of baby-friendly recipes. Just make sure to look out for the seeds. Although they're actually incredibly good for you, they do present a choking hazard for young babies. Make sure they're all removed before you get cooking. Green beans. They just fit, don't they? Actually cooking these vegetables for babies might seem like a finicky task, but it's done easily enough. Simply steam or boil them in a small amount of water for no longer than 15 minutes and serve either as is or mashed up, depending on how far along your baby is on the solid food path. If the skins are causing you trouble, put them in a strainer and try to work them out before doing the mashing or pureeing. Otherwise, however, they should make a fine finger food. Banana is absolutely ideal to give your baby as a first food for many reasons. It's sweet and creamy, meaning kids will take an instant liking to it, and is also very easy to mash up and serve. Once your baby is a little older, you can also cut it into pieces of an appropriate size and give it to them as a finger food. But the nutritional effects of bananas are what really make them heroic. They're high in fiber, potassium, calcium, magnesium, iron, and vitamin A. That means less chance of constipation, prevention of urinary infections, strong bones, anemia prevention, better memory and brain development, and stronger eyesight. They're also great at boosting the immune system and preventing coughs and colds, and they're easy to include in a range of recipes and dishes. Now that's bananas. You're probably well aware of the notion that an apple a day keeps the doctor away. And it turns out that they'll keep the pediatrician away too. As a first food, apples should always be peeled, even if you're mashing or pureeing them, as to avoid stomach and swallowing problems. Generally, they're best served soft or as part of another recipe, because raw apple is going to be a minor nightmare for babies with few or no teeth. The actual nutrients that babies will get out of apples include vitamin A, folate, potassium, calcium, phosphorus, magnesium, and selenium. They're also very high in insoluble fiber and soluble fiber, both of which are highly beneficial to bowel health. Pears are a great first food for babies for two main reasons. Firstly, because they're incredibly nutritious, and secondly, because they're very, very easy to eat. Even better, pears aren't sprayed with loads of pesticides and chemicals during the harvest. They're also very low in acids, meaning they can help relieve infant reflux. It's generally better to serve them peeled to make them less of a choking hazard, and you should make sure to leave out the core. For your efforts, you'll get a fruit which contains essential fatty acids, is loaded with fiber and vitamin C, and boosts the immune system. It's a superhero fruit. Arguably, the biggest advantage of giving yogurt to your baby is that it's very easy to prepare. No mashing, no peeling. It's already a bunch of goop, so just put it on a spoon and go for it.
That is delicious.
There's one crucial thing to remember here, though, and that's to make sure all the yogurt you buy for your baby is plain, unsweetened, and made from whole milk. Flavored yogurts are almost always very high in added sugar. Be on the lookout for any ingredients that may also mean sugar too. Fat-free or low-fat yogurt is also a no-go because babies require the calories and fats that come with whole milk for growth and energy. Just because you're limited to one kind of yogurt doesn't mean you can't make it interesting, however. Try mixing or mashing in pureed fruit or vegetables. The big benefits of yogurt are live cultures, a type of bacteria which may help prevent colic and diarrhea. Just make sure you pick the right product and be aware of the symptoms of food allergies, and yogurt should make a great early food for your child. Brown rice is a healthy food choice for adults, and in much the same way, brown rice can also be a highly nutritious food for babies to enjoy once they started on solid foods. It contains plenty of essential fatty acids and is loaded with fiber. It also contains decent amounts of calcium, protein, minerals, and vitamins, which will all be very helpful in fostering your baby's development. Some rules do apply here. Keep uncooked brown rice in the fridge to avoid it turning rancid. Try not to use leftovers, and consider pureeing the rice after it's cooked to make it easier for your child to eat and digest. Rice cereals are often a go-to beginner food for parents of young infants, and there are plenty of reasons to get started on them early. They help treat GERD and keep reflux away, making them great for babies who are prone to colic. They're a good source of calories too, which can be a crucial factor in deciding a baby's diet. Generally, they're easy to digest and rarely cause allergic reactions. Be warned though, not everyone agrees about the benefits of rice cereals. Some nutritionists and dietitians warn that the iron in rice cereals doesn't absorb well, suggesting that babies find their iron in other sources instead. These alternate sources include pureed red meat, dark poultry, egg yolks, beans, lentils, and pasta. As in any situation in which there's no real consensus to be found, the best thing for you to do is probably trust your own judgment and only give your baby what you're comfortable with. Or maybe go with what your pediatrician recommends. This probably won't come as much of a surprise, but it's heavily advised that you never give a young child peanuts. This, however, is more because they pose a choking risk than because of the whole allergen thing. In fact, exposing your baby to peanuts from an early age is a very good idea, as long as you do it properly. Enter peanut butter. Recent research has shown that introducing peanuts to your baby's diet can reduce the risk of an allergy developing by up to 80%. Even with peanut butter, however, it's important to be wary. Eating large amounts, such as by the spoonful, can be just as much of a choking hazard as the whole nuts themselves. Instead, try adding it to yogurt, mixing it into pancake batter, or even making it into a soup. And watch out for a reaction as your baby eats. If all turns out okay, you'll have yourself a new food for your child to enjoy, which is rich in protein and extremely tasty. Just make sure the stuff you buy is low on sugar and salt, and you'll be golden. Eggs have often been a contentious choice of food for babies, but contemporary research has suggested that they can actually be a great first thing for kids to try.
There is no better start to the day than eggs for breakfast. Except maybe eggs with a side of
bacon.
Hi!
The main worry here is that eggs are one of the most common allergens, so it's important to watch out for any reactions that might occur shortly after consuming them. As long as your baby has no known history of food allergies, however, you can probably rest easy letting them try eggs for the first time. If you're worried about this, stick to egg yolks. It's the whites that usually cause allergic reactions. With that in mind, let's talk nutrition. Egg whites contain most of the protein in eggs, as well as folate, selenium, calcium, magnesium, and potassium. Egg yolks do contain cholesterol and saturated fats, but they also contain essential fatty acids and fat-soluble vitamins. Eat both, and of course, you'll get it all. Once again, it comes down to what you're comfortable with. Fish is another funny one. Shellfish is off the cards entirely until they're at least a few years old, but many suggest that some fish is safe to give to babies as young as 6 months old. You should always check that the fish is good, and you're best off sticking to whitefish to begin with. The benefits are numerous, however. Fish contain all 9 amino acids, meaning they're a source of complete protein. You're also looking at a range of minerals and vitamins, too. Fish can be an allergen, so be vigilant for any reactions that may occur, and stay away from fish that are high in mercury. Cook thoroughly and always debone to prevent choking. Otherwise, sit back, relax, and try to enjoy knowing that your baby is all proteined up. Check out one of our newest videos right here. Plus, even more mashed videos about your favorite foods are coming soon. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell so you don't miss a single one.